Uri ng taong aking hinahanap sa hinaharap. At ngayong nakita ko na ang tunay na agila sa buong Pilipinas, siya'y aking ipapakilala. Eto na, Inday Sara, here she comes. Duterte! Eto na, Inday Sara, here she comes. Duterte! Di tayo pababayaan, bayan ay aalagaan. Eto na, Inday Sara, here she comes. Duterte! Duterte apelyido, pangalan Inday Sara. Minamahal, tinatangkilik siya ng Pilipinong masa. Mismong ako ang patunay at aking nasaksihan nang siya'y aking makasama sa buong kapuluan. Mas mahalaga sa kanyang sarili, pagmamahal sa kanyang kapwa. Puso niya sumeserbisyo sa kapos at mga dukha. Ang mapabuti ang buong bansa'y kanyang hinahangad. At ang tiwala ng sambayanan ay may lagay sa kanyang palad. Eto na, Inday Sara, here she comes. Duterte! Eto na, Inday Sara, here she comes. Duterte! Di tayo pababayaan, bayan ay aalagaan. Eto na, Inday Sara, here she comes. Duterte! Eto na, Inday Sara, here she comes. Duterte! Eto na, Inday Sara, here she comes. Duterte! Di tayo pababayaan, bayan ay aalagaan. Eto na, Inday Sara, here she comes. Duterte! Isang taong may tapang, may pitak sa ating bansa. Isang taong may prinsipyo, may isang salita. Paglipad ng agila, magkaisa tayong lahat. Pagmamahal, suportang tunay ang ating ipangtapat. At tayo ay susuklian, buong pusong paninilbihan. Buong mundo niya ay iikot para sa buong bayan. Sa hamon ng kinabukasan, tayo'y nasa likuran. At umasa kang si Inday Sara nasa harapan. Eto na, Inday Sara, here she comes. Duterte! Eto na, Inday Sara, here she comes. Duterte! Di tayo pababayaan, bayan ay aalagaan. Eto na, Inday Sara, here she comes. Duterte! Eto na, Inday Sara, here she comes. Duterte! Eto na, Inday Sara, here she comes. Duterte! Di tayo pababayaan, bayan ay aalagaan. Eto na, Inday Sara, here she comes. Duterte! Eto na, Inday Sara, here she comes. Duterte! Eto na, Inday Sara, here she comes. Duterte! Di tayo pababayaan, bayan ay aalagaan. Eto na, Inday Sara, here she comes. Duterte!
May bagong pag-asa ng nadarama, may bagong sigla tayong nakikita, pumapagaspas sa hangin. Dala-dala rin ng alon, lilipad tayo, lilipad tayo.
Ipagpapatuloy ang pagbabago, itataguyod ang bawat Pilipino. Sa kanyang talinong aahon tayo.
Lilipad na ang agila, magtatanggol, magmamahal sa ating bansa. Lilipad na ang agila, at bagong araw at pag-asa'y kanyang dala.
Sa kanyang mga pakpak, kasama tayo sa paglipad. Sa taglay niyang lakas, hindi tayo magtitibag. Sa kanyang puso ay titibay tayo. Tatatag, tataas, lilipad tayo. Lilipad na ang agila, pagbabago ay itutuloy niya. Lilipad na ang agila, pagbabago ay itutuloy niya. Lilipad na ang agila, pagbabago ay itutuloy niya.
Dapat pantay-pantay ang lahat. Walang kasarian, edad o relihiyon. Walang mahirap, walang mayaman. Ang kailangan ng bansa, pagkakaisa ng bayan, disiplinadong mamamayan, tuloy-tuloy na kaunlaran.
Tunay, love you! Huwag ka mag-alala, number one kita!
Siya'y isang simpleng tao, aking napatunayan. Mapagpakumbaba sa madla at maging sa kaibigan. Siya ay idolo ng marami. ipapakilala. Eto na, Inday Sara, here she comes. Duterte! Eto na, Inday Sara, here she comes. Duterte! Di tayo pababayaan, bayan ay aalagaan. Eto na, Inday Sara, here she comes. Duterte! Eto na, Inday Sara, here she comes. Eto na, Inday Sara, here she comes. Duterte! Di tayo pababayaan, bayan ay aalagaan. Eto na, Inday Sara, here she comes. Duterte!
Assalamualaikum. Maayong buntag kaninyong tanan, mga Bisaya. Marahay na aga sa Indogabos, sa mga kaibigan naming Bicolano. Mayap abak sa mga Kapampangan. Naimbagabigat sa ating mga kaibigan na Ilocano. Maayong aga mga Ilonggo, maupay nga aga sa ating mga kaibigang Waray. Masantos ya kabuwasan sa mga tiga-Pangasinan. Maradyaw na buntag mga Surigao-non and buenos dias sa mga Chavacano. Magandang umaga sa inyong lahat. Sana po ay nasa mabuti kayong kalagayan, lalo na yung mga kababayan natin na sa ibang bansa at malayo po sa kanilang pamilya. Kamusta na po kayo? Sana po ay nasa mabuti kayong kalagayan at tuloy-tuloy ang pagbangon mula sa pandemya ng COVID-19. Patuloy po ang ating kampanya at kasagsagan po tayo ng kampanya dahil nasa April na po tayo na malapit na ang May 9 elections. Kahit online tayo ngayon, global naman ang reach natin. Patuloy po tayo sa pag-ere ng mga bagong segments natin dito sa Sara All For You. Una na dyan, ang Magnegosyo Taday. May pera sa bulsa, pagkain sa lamesa. Dito ipapakilala natin ang mga negosyong nagawa natin sa ilalim ng programang Magnegosyo Taday na sinimulan namin dito sa Davao City. Pangalawa, ang bagong segment natin na Mahalin Natin ang Pilipinas. Features natin ang ating mga volunteers na kaibigan na walang sawang tumutulong sa kapwa nila. At ang Inday ng Buhay Ko, kung saan mapapanood nyo ang interview ng pangkaraniwang mamamayan tungkol po sa akin. Unahin na po natin ang pera sa bulsa, pagkain sa lamesa. Panoorin po natin ang kwento ng dalawang miyembro ng LGBTQ+ community ng Davao City na parehong nagtatrabaho sa larangan ng events management. Pero dahil sa pandemya, nawalan sila ng trabaho. At sa tulong ng Rainbow Magnegosyo Taday, nabigyan sila ng kabuhayan. Sila sina Love Ibanez at Raymond Kitain.
Ako po si Love Ibanez at may maliit po akong kalendarya dito sa loob ng Bangkiruhan Public Market. Nagtatrabaho po ako noon bilang staff ng isang event organizer at nag-close po ang negosyo sa aking amon nang dahil sa COVID-19. Nagkaproblema po ako noon dahil hindi ako alam kung saan ako magkuha ng pangbayad ng aking boarding house, pambili ng pagkain at pangbayad ng mga bills. Kaya noong nabalitaan ko po na may programa si Mayor Sara Duterte na Rainbow Magnegosyo Taday para sa mga LGBT na gustong magnegosyo ay nag-apply po ako agad. Noong natanggap ko ang 10,000 pesos ay nagbukas po ako ng isang maliit na kalendarya dito sa loob ng palengke. Bumili po ako ng mga gamit upang mag-start ng negosyo. Lumakas naman po ang aming negosyo at matagal na po kami dito at marami na ding mga suki. Maraming salamat po Mayor Inday Sara Duterte na binigyan po kaming mga LGBTQ chance na magkaroon ng sariling negosyo, bumabangon sa kahirapan ng dahil sa dulot ng pandemya.
Masagana po ang buhay ko noong wala pa ang lockdown. Nagtatrabaho ako bilang isang costume designer at event coordinator. Ngunit bigla itong nagbago na nagkaroon ng COVID-19. Isa ako sa mga nawalan ng trabaho na din sa pandemic. Nagkaproblema ako dahil kami lamang ng ate ko ang inaasahan ng aming mga magulang. Ako po si Raymond Kitain mula dito sa Barangay 5A, Bago Street, Bangkeruhan, Davao City. Noong natanggap ko ang 10,000 pesos na financial assistance, ay nagpatayo po ako ng mamihan tabi ng bahay namin. Dahil sa negosyo, ito ay unti-unti ko pong nabayaran ang 10,000 pesos sa ating local government. Sa pangalawang pag-apply ko na po ng financial assistance, ay nagtayo po ako ng tindahan ng karne. Unti-unti na po itong lumalago at ito na po ang bumubuhay sa aming pamilya. Active member po ako ng LGBTQ sa aming lugar. Kaya nung nabalitaan ko ang tungkol sa programa ni Mayor Sara Duterte na Rainbow Magnegosyo Taday, ay nag-apply po ako. Malaking tulong po sa amin ang programa ni Mayor Sara Duterte dahil karoon po kami ng sariling negosyo. Sada po ay mas marami pa pong miyembro ng LGBTQ ang mabigyan ng ganitong pagkakataon.
At bago tayo mag-break, shoutout po muna sa mga support groups natin. Salamat po sa inyong tiwala at suporta. Sara All, Super Inday, kay Inday Sara, Lilipad ang Pilipinas o KISLAP. Ang turo ng aking mga magulang sa aking pagtatrabaho, dapat pantay-pantay ang lahat. Walang kasarian, edad o relihiyon. Walang mahirap, walang mayaman. Ang kailangan natin, trabaho, edukasyon, mapayapang pamumuhay. Ang kailangan ng bansa, pagkakaisa ng bayan, disiplinadong mamamayan, tuloy-tuloy na kaunlaran. Ako si Inday Sara Duterte. Matibay ang puso na maglilingkod para sa mga Pilipino, para sa Pilipinas. Mahalin natin ang Pilipinas.
Ba't ka sumali dyan? Panlalaki yan. Yun talaga yung mga naririnig ko that time eh.
Ako po ay galing sa mahirap na pamilya. Tuloy pa rin ang buhay, lumalaban pa rin ako.
Kaya nga ang ginawa ko, talagang nagsumikap ako sa lahat ng paraan na pwedeng mabuhay kami.
Fulfilling. Kasi parang dugot pawis po yung pinagdaanan namin during training.
Lahat ng mga leader ng LGBT mag-meeting kasi mayroon daw ibigay na programa ang gobyerno tulad ng mga livelihood.
The world will be a better place if objective po yung kagandahan.
Ang kagandahan sa akin, it's for everybody.
Maganda ako dahil nakasurvive ako sa hirap ng buhay ko noon.
Ako si Inday AJ, sasagitin ka sa anumang panganib.
Ako si Inday Masoy, kakampi mo sa hamon ng buhay.
Ako po si Inday Darwin, hahasain ang inyong isip tungo sa magandang buhay. Inday will always love you.
Mahalin natin ang Pilipinas.
Welcome back po dito sa Sara All For You. Ako po si Teco Campo at live pa rin mula rito sa Davao City. At ngayong umaga dito sa Mahalin Natin ang Pilipinas segment, makakasama po natin ang isa pang grupo ng mga volunteers na sumusuporta kay Mayor Inday Sara Duterte. Napakarami po nilang mga outreach program at pagtulong para sa ating mga kababayang nangangailangan. Ito ang grupong kay Inday Sara Lilipad ang Pilipinas o KISLAP. At makakasama po natin ngayon ang advisor and core group member ng KISLAP na si Attorney Joyce Dapat. Magandang umaga po, Attorney Joyce, at welcome po rito sa Sara All For You.
Good morning, Sir Tek. Kamusta ka?
Okay naman po. Kayo naman po. Kumusta kayo?
Pagod, no? Umiikot tayo sa maraming lugar dito sa Rizal bilang pagpapakita ng suporta kay Mayor Inday Sara.
Nako, attorney, una sa lahat po, no? Kailan at paano po nabuo ang KISLAP? Kasi napakagandang acronym, KISLAP. Parang bagay na bagay kay Inday.
Opo, Sir Tek, ang KISLAP actually isa sa members ng core group, no? Naisip niya yan habang nasa traffic, pero basically ang KISLAP parang dinedescribe niya kung ano yung nakikita namin na mangyayari sa Pilipinas kung si Inday Sara Duterte na ang magiging vice-presidente natin.
Okay.
Parang Sir Tek, para kaming forward-looking, advanced mag-isip. So, yan ang nakikita namin na mangyayari sa ating bansa.
Okay. The people look forward to it, no? Ano sa tingin ninyo parang pananaw ninyo pag upunan ni Vice President Sara Duterte, no, sabay ng vision ng KISLAP?
Sa vision ng KISLAP, kasi kami bilib na bilib kami sa liderato ni Mayora Inday, no? Palagay namin, kagaya ng lagi niyang sinasabi at kami ay naniniwala na kung ano yung nagawa ni Mayor Inday para sa Davao City ay magagawa niya para sa buong Pilipinas.
Attorney, ilang members na ba ang KISLAP ngayon? At ilang chapters?
Sa ngayon, wala kaming chapters, no? Kasi although we are nationwide, may mga members kami. Sa ngayon, ang members namin are about 15,000 pesos. Hindi pesos. 15,000 members.
Okay po.
Yan. Nagko-compute kasi ako bago tayo nagsimula.
It's okay. Ano po ang ginagawa ninyong mga activities, no, bilang pagtulong sa ating mga kababayan na nangangailangan?
Activities, marami, Sir Tek. Unang-una, sumasali kami sa lahat ng sorties ni Mayor Inday. Sinisiguro namin na may representation ang KISLAP sa bawat puntahan ni Mayor Inday. Also, we did an outreach program noong Christmas dito sa aming headquarters dito sa Quezon City. Meron din kaming mga tinutulungan na mga mission kagaya ng Savi's mission na aming tinatawag. No? Ayan, namimigay kami sa pictures, nakikita ninyo. Namimigay kami ng mga gatas, diaper, at kung ano pa yung pangangailangan ng mga bata. Bukod doon, meron din kaming mga meet and greet na ginagawa namin sa iba't ibang lugar sa Pilipinas, especially sa mga headquarters natin, no? Kasi we believe na pag may meet and greet, mas mailalapit namin si Inday Sara sa mga tao.
Attorney, sino-sino po ba yung mga miyembro nating like ordinary people, businessmen, volunteers? Sino-sino po yun sila?
Opo, nagsimula yan sa grupo ng 8 kababaihan na kasama po ni Inday Sara sa law school. Pero from the 8 members, nag-imbita kami ng mga professional, ng mga law students, ng mga lawyers. So halo-halo na rin, Sir Tek, from all walks of life, ika nga.
Okay. Napakagandang grupo, kumbaga. Ano po ang inyong mga realizations o leksyon na natutunan sa tuwing nagsasagawa kayo ng mga outreach program, pagtulong, at yung mga aktibidad po ninyo?
Okay, ang realization namin, Sir Tek, alam mo ako, siguro personally, no, may kanya-kanya kaming realization, but siguro personally nakita ko na hindi pala totoong busy kami. Kasi nung nag-deklara na si Mayora Inday na nagdesisyon na siya na tatakbo, naglabasan itong mga kaibigan, naglabasan itong mga may mabubuting puso na tumulong sa kapwa. So, hindi totoo yung busy pala. Pagka pala may nag-lead sa'yo to do something, kagaya ni Inday Sara at kami ay nakikinig sa kanya, ay napakadami pala namin pwedeng gawin para sa mga kapwa namin.
So, hanggang sa mga ngayon, sinabi nyo na medyo pagod kayo. Ano po yung recently na lakad niyo? Yung medyo napakarami ng ginagawa ng KISLAP ngayon?
Opo, pumupunta po tayo doon sa mga proclamation rally po ng mga local candidates, yung mga hindi na po marating ni Mayora Inday kasi siya po ay may mga mas malalaking rally na nakalagay sa kanyang schedule. Also, kahapon po, nagtulong kami dun sa pagbubukas ng isa pa niyang headquarters dito sa Malolos, Bulacan.
Attorney, minsahan niyo po sa kapwa KISLAP at sa mga kababayan po natin na nanonood ngayon sa Pilipinas.
Okay, ang mensahe ko sa mga kapwa miyembro ng KISLAP, ipagpatuloy po natin ito. Sana even after elections, kayang-kaya naman pala natin. Gawin po natin yung ating ipinangako kay Mayora Inday Sara na tayo ay tutulong sa nation building. Yan. Ang mensahe ko naman po para sa mga kababayan nating Pilipino, napakaswerte po ninyo na meron pong Inday Sara na willing ba na ibigay ang kanyang sarili, ang oras, ang talino para sa ating lahat. So sana po ay wag po nating aksayahin ang pagkakataon na ito. Ihalal po natin siya pagdating ng Mayo, May 9, ano? Tulungan po natin na maihalal si Mayora Inday Sara.
Go ahead, Attorney. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead, sir. I've said my ano.
Okay. At syempre, mensahe niyo po para kay Mayor Sara Duterte. Go ahead, Attorney.
Okay. Para kay Mayor, no? Mayor Elps, kami ay ginulat mo sa iyong sobrang kasipagan na although nakita naman namin na yan noon pa, nung ikaw ay nangampanya para sa HNP at mula pa nung nagsimula ka bilang Mayor ng Davao, etong kampanya mo ngayon ay kagulat-gulat and very inspiring. Kami bilang mga kaibigan mo ay sobrang willing at masaya kami kapag sa aming ginagawa na pagtulong sa iyo. Sana kung ikaw ay papalarin na manalo bilang vice-presidente, huwag mo sanang kalilimutan na kami ay nandito para alalayan ka. Nandito kami sa likod mo. Mahal namin ang Pilipinas, Mayora Inday.
Maraming salamat po at mabuhay po kayo, Attorney Joyce, dapat ng KISLAP.
Salamat, Sir Tek.
Magbabalik pa po ang Sara All4U, kasama pa rin si Mayor Sara Duterte.
Ang turo ng aking mga magulang sa aking pagtatrabaho, dapat pantay-pantay ang lahat. Walang kasarian, edad o relihiyon. Walang mahirap, walang mayaman. Ang kailangan natin, trabaho, edukasyon, mapayapang pamumuhay. Ang kailangan ng bansa, pagkakaisa ng bayan, disiplinadong mamamayan, tuloy-tuloy na kaunlaran. Ako si Inday Sara Duterte. Matibay ang puso na maglilingkod para sa mga Pilipino, para sa Pilipinas. Mahalin natin ang Pilipinas.
Andiyan sa puso natin yung hindi humuhusga sa ibang tao.
Yun pong tao na handang tumulong, yung mga instrumentong ginagamit ni Lord, yun pong ililift up ako, yung magbigay ng encouragement.
Marunong makisama kasi yung tao naman na nakakaharap mo araw-araw, kung maganda yung pakikitungo mo, babalik din sa'yo lahat ng kagandahan na ginawa mo para sa kanila.
Ako si Inday Nila, person with disability. Aalagaan ka.
Ako si Inday Lai, sasamahan kita.
Ako po si Inday Jane, handang maglingkod, isang Inday. Inday will always love you.
Lilipad na ang agila at bagong araw at pag-asa kanyang dala sa kanyang mga papag. Kasama tayo sa pag-ipag, sa kanyang puso ay titibay tayo at tatataasipan tayo. Inday Sara, sa'yo lang umaasa.
Welcome back sa Sara All4U. Shoutout muna po sa mga grupong sumusuporta sa atin. Sa Inday Sara Duterte ako o ISDA, Inday Sara ikalawang Pangulo ng Pilipinas o Isip Pilipinas, at sa Sara tayo. Ngayong umaga, sa ating segment na Inday ng Buhay Ko, meron po tayong interview sa nakasama ko o mismong mga pangkaraniwang mamamayan tungkol sa pagkakakilala nila sa akin. Panoorin po natin ito.
Na-admire ko lang talaga siya. Not just because of her beauty, but because of her also, her as a person, as a leader, and as a woman. She's a strong woman. Yun lang po. Very strong talaga. Doon siya hinangaan nung may sinuntok siya na cherry. Nakita ko yung pagbabago talaga sa Davao, and I'm sure na buong Pilipinas, kaya niya rin ibangon din katulad ng nangyari dun sa Davao.
Vice President, the one and only, my sister, my twinnie, ang Inday Sara ng Davao City po. Kung ako ang tatanungin kung ano ang katangian ni Mayor Sara, isa siyang napakaganda, mabait at makamasang Vice Presidente ng Pilipinas. Like si Mayor Sara ay napakamabait, grabe makamasa, matulungin sa kapwa, mahal ang Pilipinas.
There's no reason why nga ano siya napapili isip Vice Presidente kay nga kabalo ko giunsa niya pag dumala ang Davao City, and Davao City is grabe ka progressive city sa not just only in the Davao region but entire world po. Because I know the fact si Sara Duterte is usa siya ka agila nga makahatag og kalambuan sa atong nasod Pilipinas, and nakita ko na ko na sa administrasyon sa iyang amahan nga sa atoang Presidente Duterte po.
Ayaw kayo pag gumala sa Davao, makita man ninyo. So nindot kayo kung madala na niya sa tibok Pilipinas ang kind of leadership nga naa siya sa Davao. Proud yo ko mayon kung taga Davao ko. Taga Davao maglimpyo, taga Davao punit siya pagalingong basura, manghipos, musunod sa balaod, disiplinado ang taga Davao. Nindot kayo kung tibok Pilipinas ingon ana.
Maraming salamat po sa pagmamahal at suporta ninyo sa akin. Ang bilis po ng oras, pero bago tayo magpaalam, shoutout muna sa mga groups na patuloy ang support sa atin. Marcos Sara Duterte Alliance at iba't ibang BBM Sara Unity chapters sa buong mundo. Inday Cares. At paalala po, huwag tayong kampante dahil nandiyan pa rin ang COVID-19 virus. Tandaan, ang pag-iingat ninyo ay pag-iingat din para sa pamilya ninyo. Ako si Sara Duterte, kasama si Teco Campo, at ito ang Sara All for You. Syukran, mahalin natin ang Pilipinas.
Siya'y isang simpleng tao, aking napatunayan, mapagpakumbaba sa madla at maging sa kaibigan. Siya ay idolo ng marami, matanda at kabataan, idolo ng inyong lingkod at tunay kong hinahangaan kung paano kumalinga sa kapos at mahihirap. Puri ng taong aking hinahanap sa hinaharap, at ngayong nakita ko na ang tunay na agila sa buong Pilipinas, siya'y aking ipapakilala. Eto na Inday Sara, here she comes, Duterte. Eto na Inday Sara, here she comes, Duterte. Di tayo papabayaan, bayan ay aalagaan. Eto na Inday Sara, here she comes.
Sara Zimmerman Duterte is a Filipino politician and lawyer. She is popularly known in the Philippines as Inday Sara. The nickname Inday means beloved in the Visayan language. In her baptism records, her name is Sara Vicenta, in honor of her grandfather, Vicente. She is the second child of Rodrigo Roa Duterte, the 16th President of the Republic of the Philippines, and Elizabeth Zimmerman Duterte, a former flight attendant and teacher. Sara is the first ever elected woman and the youngest vice mayor and mayor of Davao City. Her life is profoundly backdropped by her family's long history in politics and public service. Her socio-political acumen and leadership skills have been sharpened by the Duterte family's tradition of working in the government and serving the people. Sara's grandfather, lawyer Vicente Tete Gonzales Duterte, was governor of the then undivided Davao province from 1959 to 1965. For 3 years, starting 1965, he served as a Secretary of General Services of former President Ferdinand Marcos. Before this, he served as acting mayor of Cebu's municipality of Danao from 1946 to 1948. Sara's Lolo Tete was a man remembered by many for his humility and magnanimity. Her grandmother, Soledad Gonzales Roa, was an educator who established a foundation in Davao City that served indigenous people's children needing education. On the other hand, Sara's maternal ancestry provided her with an acute understanding of the heart of the working class. Her maternal grandfather, Godofredo Baldazo Zimmerman, was the son of George John Zimmerman, a German-American missionary, and Cristita Baldazo, who hailed from Hilongos, Leyte. Her lolo Godo worked his way up from crew to ship captain. Sara's grandmother, Purissima Puring Fortunado Abellana, was an exuberant popular vendor in Davao City's Bangkerohan and Manila's Baclaran markets. Puring's roots are traced back to Tuburan, Cebu, and is said to be a putative descendant of Hari Tupas, the son-in-law of Hari Humabon. Before politics, Sara had a brief stint as a court attorney in the Supreme Court of the Philippines in 2006. She then served as vice mayor from 2007 to 2010 and was elected mayor in 2010 in what is now known as the biggest landslide election victory in the history of Davao. Although a newcomer in 2007, Sara demonstrated transformational leadership skills among the members of the City Council. Her colleague, the veteran legislator Pilar Braga, described her as a firm, principled, tactful negotiator, pacifier, and fearless administrator. One of the landmark legislation passed when she was vice mayor was the Watershed Code of Davao. It aims to protect, conserve, and manage the watershed areas of the city. Her landmark project while serving vice mayor was Inday Para sa Barangay, a whole-of-government approach to service every year in each of the 182 barangays of the city. It is now called the Caravan of Government Services when she moved to the city mayor's office. During her term as mayor, the timeless Davao Life is Here brand was created. It propelled Davao City's image as a desired market and destination for investment and tourism events, including the meetings, incentives, conference, exhibitions market. As a neophyte mayor in 2010, she easily gained the trust of Region 11 economic pillars. Then President Benigno Simeon Aquino Jr. appointed her as chairperson of the Regional Development Council. The RDC under her leadership made notable accomplishments that propelled the region. She was also selected as a NEDA Board Regional Development Committee Mindanao Area Committee chairperson. During her first full year as RDC chairperson, Davao Region's gross regional domestic product expanded from 3.9% in 2011 to 7.1% in 2012. Because of this notable accomplishment, Sara was lauded by Joey Salceda, a prominent economist and well-respected member of the House of Representatives, as someone with an enlightened leadership style and sophisticated economic thinking. Under Sara's leadership, Davao City soared to greater heights and emerged as a premier city in Mindanao. For the short period of 2011 to 2013, Davao City received 36 awards, citations, and recognitions for good governance, business, tourism, health, environment, fiscal management, transparency, among others. Sara served as a regional officer of the National Movement of Young Legislators in 2007 to 2010 and served as officer in the National Executive Board of the League of Cities Philippines in 2010 to 2013. At this point, she already figured in the early surveys for senators in the 2013 elections, even if she was underage. In 2013, Sara took a respite from politics, devoting her time as one of the partner lawyers of Carpio and Duterte lawyers. She passed the pre-judicature program of the Philippine Judicial Academy in preparation for her plans to join the judiciary. Her desire to continue serving the public led her to be involved in a non-government organization, and in 2014, she was elected to the Board of Governors of the Philippine Red Cross. On the side, she worked on various product endorsements and as a segment host for a local morning news show on GMA Network. Her hosting job gave her the opportunity to volunteer, deliver relief, and report firsthand on the damage and the needs of the Boholanos during the 2013 earthquake. In 2016, Sara re-entered local politics and ran for mayor. She and her mother Elizabeth, who was in between cancer treatments, embarked on a national bus caravan called Biyaheng Duterte to help campaign for President Duterte. They were joined by some members of the family and Sara's friends and classmates from high school. Fresh from the success of the bus campaign, the centerpiece of her mayoral comeback was called Biyaheng Duterte, a political agenda guided by 30 projects for 10 priority sectors: education, health, poverty alleviation, infrastructure development, solid waste management and environment, agriculture, investment and tourism, traffic and transportation management, disaster risk reduction and management, and peace and order. As a believer of continuity, Sara's 2019 mayoral re-election bid was anchored on the 2016 platform, but this time called Biyaheng Duterte, the second trip. Sara relentlessly pursued peace and progress in her administration. As a result, she was able to lift Davao City to a stellar national status with 117 awards, citations, and recognitions from March 2017 to December 2021. Davao City is included on the 2021 Top 10 Richest Cities of the Philippines of the Commission on Audit. And in the same year, Davao City was ranked the 4th most competitive, highly urbanized city by the Department of Trade and Industry. At the end of calendar year 2022, Davao City is expected to be debt-free. At the start of 2016, when she returned as mayor, Davao City's loan balance was in the amount of 1.3 billion pesos out of all loans contracted by the city during the years 2000, between 2005 and 2010, and in 2015. Loan repayments have been consistently provided for in the budget. For the year 2022, the amount of 46.7 million pesos has been made available for the final repayment, making Davao City debt-free. During her terms as mayor between 2016 and 2022, she played supporting roles to the Regional Development Council and the Regional Peace and Order Council. Sara accepted the challenge of the appointment as chairperson of both the Metropolitan Davao Coordinating Committee under the RDC and the Task Force Tuganay of the RPOC. Both committees are trailblazing peace and development initiatives in Region 11. The Metro Davao Committee lists as an accomplishment the House of Representatives and Senate approval of the creation of Metropolitan Davao Development Authority. Sara has been recognized both here and abroad for the work that she has done as local chief executive. In 2012, she was one of the 88 nominees to the prestigious World Mayor Awards and one of the only 2 Filipino mayor nominees. In 2021, she was selected as the Philippines' top-performing mayor with a rating of 93% by an independent and non-commissioned survey of the RP Mission and Development Foundation, Incorporated. It was a feat achieved in the time of the crushing COVID-19 pandemic. Foreign governments have also recognized Sara for her work, generously supporting and inviting her to learn from their countries. She was one of only 2 Philippine mayors invited in 2012 by the government of Israel to attend the 28th International Mayors Conference. In that same year, she also participated in the World Mayors Forum in Singapore. In 2018, Sara participated in an urban planning study tour in the cities of Tokyo and Kitakyushu with the Japan International Cooperation Agency. And in 2020, she attended the 88th Winter Meeting of the United States Conference of Mayors in Washington, D.C. Sara is an alumna of the International Visitors Leadership Program of the U.S. State Department. Her advocacies are reflected in the projects dearest to her, the Peace 911, Magnegosyo Taday, Pugbabago Campaign, and the Kian Gabriel Hotline. Peace 911 is a successful local peace initiative that practically brought stability to the once conflict area of Paquibato District in Davao City. The project contributed to the collapse of the New People's Army Guerrilla Front 55. Magnegosyo Taday is a livelihood support project that encouraged entrepreneurship of women. The success of MTD spawned the Rainbow Magnegosyo Taday that intend to support entrepreneurship in the lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transsexual community. The Pugbabago Campaign is a 2-pronged approach to solving interlocking problems related to poverty, children's education, and responsible parenthood. Through the Pugbabago Campaign, children and parents in the communities are given bags branded as Pugbabago that contain reading materials on the importance of education and responsible parenting. Sara personally delivers these bags to children and parents. She uses her voice and influence to steer families into the right path out of poverty. The Kian Gabriel Hotline was created to allow anonymous reporting of child neglect and abuse that paved the way to rescue children in distress. The hotline was created in memory of 2 children in Davao City who died because of abuse. Since its operationalization in October 2016 and as of January 2022, no child has died at the hands of abusers in the city. In 2018, Sara led the creation of Grupong ng Pugbabago, a region-wide political party aimed at creating a strong, peaceful, and developed region that can become a symbol of hope for our country's progress. Just like in 2016, she also went around the country in 2019, but this time on her favorite big bike, a 900cc Yamaha XSR, she fondly named Ella to help campaign for senator candidates. In November 2021, Sara took her oath as a member of the Lakas Christian Muslim Democrats National Party. Sara is currently the chairperson of both the HNP and Lakas CMD. Sara is an adopted member of the Philippine Military Academy Maharlika Class of 1984 and the Philippine National Police Academy Tagapagkalinga Class of 1991. She is a member of the Philippine Coast Guard Auxiliary and the Armed Forces of the Philippines Army Reserve Command. She holds the rank of Colonel and is currently the Assistant Brigade Commander of the 2202nd Ready Reserve Combined Arms Brigade, Philippine Army. She has received several medals, ribbons, badges, and citations for her work in Davao in support of the Armed Forces of the Philippines. She also received a presidential award from former President Benigno Simeon Aquino Jr. and the Philippine Commission for the Urban Poor in December 2011. And in August 2021, Sara was celebrated by Asia Pacific Luminaire Awards as someone who has contributed to the creation of a brighter future. Sara is a Bachelor of Science in Respiratory Therapy graduate from the San Pedro College in Davao City. She received her Juris Doctor degree from the San Sebastian College Recoletos in the city of Manila. She was presented as one of the 30 most outstanding St. Augustine awardees of San Sebastian in January 2014 and was granted by the San Sebastian College of Law the Distinguished Alumna Award for Public Service in February 2020. She also received the Distinguished Woman of Service Award from the San Beda College Alumni Association in February 2011. Sara spent 4 years of law school at the San Beda and her final year in San Sebastian. Sara is a graduate in 2011 of the twin program of the Armed Forces of the Philippines Command and General Staff College, General Staff Course, and the Development Academy of the Philippines, Master of Public Management. Sara is blessed as an adopted member of the Ate tribe of Davao City in 2013. She was given the name Bio Simulun. She is also an adopted daughter of the province of Camarines Sur and the city of Tangub, and in 2019, she was blessed as an adopted daughter of the province of Abras Tingyan tribe, given the name Dulimaman, which was inspired from the courageous heroine in the tribe's epic Wadagan Ken Dulimaman. Sara was once involved in an infamous punching incident of a court sheriff in 2011. She has twice publicly apologized for what happened and was suspended by the Department of the Interior and Local Government and reprimanded through an administrative case. Looking back, she describes the sad incident as a turning point in her life as a politician, a constant reminder not to embarrass the mandate given to me by the people. She now considers herself the best person to talk about peace because she was once a national face of rage. Meanwhile, Sara has a collection of photos of herself with facades and altars of numerous Catholic churches taken during her travels all around the country. She is keenly interested in the architecture and history of Catholic churches, believing that each reflect the faith of the people and the uniqueness of the towns where these churches are built. She is married to fellow lawyer Manassas Reyes Carpio, and they have 3 children named Shark, Stingray, and Stonefish. Inday Sara is undoubtedly no magician, but the strength of her heart to lift everyone and soar high, fight, and win makes her second to none.